Now, I've always been fascinated by neoclassical architecture and couldn't miss out on a visit to one of the first Palladian mansions to be built in England. The UK has a wealth of stately homes, but Wiltshire has a landed estate with a difference. One built up by a family with humble origins, whose fortune was made on the mean streets of London's fledgling banking industry. The Stourhead Estate was the brainchild of Henry Hoare, whose father made his fortune in the late 17th century, establishing Hoare's Bank, now the oldest privately owned bank in the country. I'm meeting Alan Power, the head gardener at Stourhead, who's offered to show me around. Alan, good to meet you.
Good morning and welcome.
Thank you very much. On a day like this, you probably think you've got the best job in the world, do you?
I think I have, yeah. I feel very lucky to work somewhere like this, and when the sun comes out, it's even better.
So tell me a bit about this house. Was this unique at the time?
It was really contemporary at the time, and Andrea Palladio, who was, a fantastic architect and designer, his style of architecture started becoming popular in England in the very, very early 18th century.
So do people come here for the house, or do they come here for the gardens?
Oh, they come here for the gardens.
Inspired by the European landscape paintings he saw during his grand tour, Henry turned his back on the style of formal French gardens and created a more natural, romantic landscape based around a 15-acre lake. He also commissioned young architect Henry Flitcroft to design some stunning classical features. Alan's going to take me to the Temple of Flora, where it all began. Yeah, these follies are magnificent to look at, but there's more to them than that, isn't there?
There certainly is. I mean, the Temple of Flora was the start of Stourhead's journey from initial conception, and it sits here, since the 1740s, and it watched, I suppose, the 30 years of development that happened subsequently. There's an inscription from the Aeneid over the door, Procula Procul profani, which is begone all you who are uninitiated. In other words, if you're not going to appreciate my garden, don't bother visiting.
Get out.
Exactly.
This is an amazing lake.
It's fantastic. I mean, it's well spotted. It provides reflection. It provides almost another dimension to your visit. It's got some beautiful formal serpentine edges. It increases the scale. It doubles the height of the trees through reflection in the garden, and it's a wonderful feature.
It's an amazing place. It really is. It's the sort of place I'd love to just sit and stare. Stourhead is a magnificent monument to the neoclassical tradition, whose blending of art and nature pushed the boundaries of the early 18th century English landscape movement. As the sun sets over Wiltshire, the first day of our property tour is over. With dreams of building a new home in Madeira now on ice, Chris and Helen want to head for the Wiltshire Plains. Chris's trusty spreadsheet, Prudence, has calculated they have a £500,000 budget, and they've got quite a wish list, which even includes a toy soldier room. So far they've seen 2 houses, and coming up we may have found perfection in the form of our mystery house.
Can you see it?
I can see it.
It's a huge garden, isn't it? Absolutely huge.
So now, here's a little teaser for you. What sort of property do you find a couple who've lived in a bungalow for 20 years and vowed never to step foot in one again? You've guessed it, but this is a bungalow with a difference. We're delivering the one thing we haven't so far, a lovely view. Will that one aspect swing it for them? Let's find out. Well, I do hope so, because I'm not sure they're into bungalows anymore.
For the last 20 years, before the move to Newbury, we had a 1973 bungalow.
OK.
When we were looking for it originally, I must admit, I was wanting a nice little small country cottage.
Mm-hmm.
But this one came up. Chris dragged me to it, kicking and screaming.
Why were you dragged along kicking and screaming to a bungalow?
I've always considered bungalows to be a total waste of space. They need a much larger plot, for example, and it's quite nice sometimes to have a separation between living and bedrooms.
Well, let's see what they make of our mystery property. It's only 6 miles from Devizes in the popular village of Great Cheverell. Helen could really get stuck into community life here, which centres around the local pub, the village shop and post office. And what a location, with the Salisbury Plain right on their doorstep. Among the assortment of properties dotted about is this low-lying one. What's that I see in front of me? No, it couldn't be.
It could.
It's a house in a hole, or a house where somebody's stolen the top bit.
I think they call it a bungalow, don't they?
Do they? I've never seen one of those before.
You liar, you.
I'm a bit.
How do you feel about this bungalow with that view?
Well, the view certainly does help.
That's panoramic,
an awful lot.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to see if the bungalow itself takes advantage of said views, of course.
Are you willing to give it a go?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
At least with a bungalow, we know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
You do. You've been there before.
Yeah,
You've been there and done it.
Yes. Good at bungalows.
Keep saying to yourself,
Yes.
great view.
It's the view. It's the view.
Let's get
and the
in.
plot.
Right,
Come
let's
on.
go for it.
In fact, our mystery bungalow is far from ordinary. It's a 19th century lodge house bungalow which has been extended. So Chris would get his dose of history. Let's hope it can work its magic on them. Come on in.
Lovely.
Thank you.
It's very welcoming, actually.
Yeah, I think
isn't
this
it?
is a really impressive hallway.
This almost looks like a separate house.
It's the first thing that struck me. You've got a double glazed window inside the house.
Yeah.
So I think maybe this was the front door at one point and this is an extension. Really useful through there. You've got a good sized double bedroom and a wet room bathroom. So if you've got guests coming that want their privacy.
Or we want to get rid of them to the other wing, yes.
I've got loads to show you. But I'm going to treat you first.
It's always me,
Come
isn't
on.
it?
I'll let you go first if
thank
he's
you.
treating you.
Chris, I think this may make you happy.
I think I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say, Chris?
Book, line, study.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Chris. You've got the original 19th century fireplace,
That's
working
very nice,
fireplace.
Very nice.
Through there, it's a bedroom at the moment. Very
Right.
light and airy bedroom. Just ideal for...
My little toy soldier. I can imagine sitting here, a couple of nice armchairs, loads of books around, roaring log fire.
Roaring wife.
I'm there.
Oh, yeah, paradise on earth.
Can you see it?
I can see it. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And there's a little plus point for you as well.
Oh, good.
We'll leave you there. Just stand there for a
Right,
minute.
okay.
You come with me.
Oh, we're alone.
And we stand at the door.
Ah!
And there's a chain where we can lock you in.
Isn't that great?
You can come out when Britain's won.
I feel so rejected.
Come on, follow us. Now Chris can be imprisoned in his games room. Let's go next door and attack Helen's wish list. You've got the lovely exposed floorboards.
Yes, they're absolutely
Lovely.
gorgeous, aren't they?
That's
Great,
certainly a
it's
good
tiled when you
feature.
walk in and then you get to the
Yeah.
floorboards.
Yeah.
And this is your room.
That's a jolly good size, isn't it?
It is, isn't
It's
it?
a proper eat-in kitchen.
Yeah. But what about the
Yeah.
space?
The space is fantastic. The space is absolutely brilliant.
Down the other end of the hallway is the third of the 4 bedrooms. Well, let's check out the main bathroom. Come in here.
Ah!
The bathroom.
It's a jolly good size, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
This is a really good family bathroom, I'd say.
It is.
Very much
It's
so,
a
yeah.
jolly good
Nice
size.
shower.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, let me show you where you're going to kip.
Ooh. Ooh.
Room for a 4-poster then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Plenty of space to breathe in here, isn't there?
And also, you know, waking up in the morning and the first thing you see is your garden,
Yeah.
peace and
Yes.
quiet.
Oh, it's got a wood.
Isn't that
burner.
cute?
Isn't that gorgeous? That's
Imagine those
absolutely
cold
wonderful.
winter nights.
Well,
After
wouldn't be
after
cold.
the 2 glasses of port.
yes. So you'd go what from the
fire in there to
Yeah.
the fire in here, and you wouldn't get cold in between.
and there's one in the middle.
Fantastic.
In
Into a
what
triangle.
what's my favourite room? I think I'll show
good.
you that
Looking
last.
forward to
Come
that.
on.
We're
Let's go.
fired with enthusiasm.
That's what I like to hear. And it's the biggest one yet. So let's hope they give the room a warm reception.
Aha, the living room.
Yes, that's a
isn't
very obvious feature, isn't it?
Isn't it? It's great.
I
Wood
love
burner.
the
I think
beam
it-
above the top.
Nice little study
Yes,
area
that's-
there.
yes.
That's nice.
Wonderful, that is.
That's good.
This is a really good room for entertaining, I'd say.
It is.
Oh, totally.
Superb.
Totally.
Absolutely superb.
And the room with the views.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have we won you over?
Yes, I think you have.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. I would still obviously like to see the outside because the garden's very important,
Yeah.
but so far so
Yeah,
good.
I didn't know you'd say
It's
that.
got,
No, you couldn't
it's
have
got
guessed.
pretty well all the things we asked for. We said nothing was going to tick all the boxes,
No,
but
it's
there's
impossible.
more ticks than
And
we
crosses.
expected, perhaps.
And I remember that bottom box that just said view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's tick it.